Hello all, good evening. Welcome to today's BRATS AMA. This is the first AMA which is Ask Me Anything by Dhaval Doshi. So before we begin the session, let me just give you a quick video about what BRATS is and then we'll move forward. So let's see what BRATS is.
No sound. No sound.
Still, there are about 4 lakhs of students going. India is the largest demographic education hub. Still, there are about 4 lakhs of students going abroad for higher education year on year. But one side, if I'm seeing, a lot of Indians are actually leading global corporates. That's the beauty of Indian talent, which needs to be pulled out. BRATS. Now, BRATS, what is BRATS? Everybody's hearing, you need to know what is BRATS. BRATS is Brands, Research, Advertising, Technology, and Strategies. What we are actually trying to do out here. So our last 3 years research developed this platform to connect industry and institutions. What are platforms we actually need to connect? We want you to get ready for the industry while you're in the institute itself. You are thoroughly going through your curriculums, but there are a lot of real-time experiences, case studies, live projects, courses maybe, and that has to be enrolled into your internships, otherwise recruitments. That's what we are here to bring out through your BRATS. My name is Suresh Kumar Kurapati, and I'm the captain for BRATS. We already have about 1,000 plus students associated with us, and a lot of students actually helping us to grow within the campuses, being our campus ambassadors. That's what we look forward to, and I welcome you all, and let's grow together. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
So good evening all once again. Hi, this is Urvi Veera, navigator for BRATS. I welcome you all for today's BRATS AMA. So let me introduce our speaker, Mr. Dhaval Doshi, who is founder Smart Home NX. Dhaval is a business leader with over 14 years of experience, having built and run multiple businesses. He is very passionate about public speaking, training, mentoring, having engaged with over 1,000 individuals, including entrepreneurs, students, and even senior business leaders in domains such as digital marketing, e-commerce, leadership, branding, and many more. So let me welcome Mr. Dhaval Doshi. Over to you.
Hey, hi, Urvi. Thanks for that introduction. I hope everyone's doing well and safe. And when Urvi reached out to me, and we were discussing that should be the topic of the webinar. And last few months, I think during the lockdown, a lot of us are introspecting and figuring out what we are doing with our careers. Often looking at transitioning, right? Either transitioning, accelerating their career path, or looking to be relevant, right? In the post-COVID-19 era. So I just told Urvi, why don't we just do an AMA, right? And I think that would add a lot more value to all the people who are here, because I think there are a lot of questions, right? As a seasoned entrepreneur and a seasoned leader in the digital space, even I have a lot of questions, right? Even I am unaware of what's going to happen next, right? And recently I've been speaking to a lot of people who have gotten laid off, or who are right now trying to figure out what to do next. People who are spending their time upskilling because they have the time. Thankfully they do have a job, but they have more time now to upskill because they don't have a commute, or things are a bit slow in their job. So I thought, I have already been answering a lot of questions, mentoring these guys. So I thought, why not do that in a webinar format, right? So I'm all yours. I'm all yours as well. If you guys have questions, please shoot. I will try to make this as engaging and as interesting as possible for you. Please keep in mind and bear in mind that there's no such thing as a silly question. I have grown from a time where uh, I did not know, what SEO is. I did not know what Google is. I think all of us have been there. So if you are someone who's not coming from a digital domain and have a question, don't think it's a silly question. If you are from a digital domain and you're not able to understand the context of, your career path, if you're not able to, grow, if you are, if you're trying to figure out how to do more of something that you wanted to do, which you have not been able to achieve as a digital professional, I'm happy to answer those questions. So, the floor is all yours, and I'm here to answer any questions that you have, and in a brutal way, right? I don't want to sugarcoat things. I will try to give you a very real perspective of what's happening, right?
Yeah, so before we begin this session, one or two do's and don'ts. Guys, whoever wants to ask their questions, kindly, raise their hand. So we know who is there in the queue, and then accordingly we can, proceed with you guys. So that would be better. So yes, let's begin this session, guys. Anyone who wants to be the first mover to go ahead? Yes, Ashwan, please go ahead.
Thank you, Urvi ma'am. Thank you, sir, for being here. Maybe I would directly go into more deep into digital, but I would like to know how a digital marketing funnel is made, because recently I've started writing a blog, but I was not able to, drive traffic into that through various platforms. I've seen some people having multiple accounts, following lot many people and requesting them to follow back, creating some boom over there. But again, one person, one blogger, how do you think it should be done for a blogger?
So your question is about how to create a funnel
Yes.
for a blog, right? Now, before I answer that question, could you tell me what's the end goal of your blog? What are you looking to achieve with it?
Yes. The basic, it's like it's more educational blog. I was like blogging about the webinars and the sessions happening in BRATS itself. I was summarizing them in a quick
Okay.
shorts. So my intention was to drive traffic to my blog and then towards the BRATS platform.
Right. So, couple of things, right? Your objective is my sense is that your objective is to get engagement and get more views on pre-recorded webinars. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So there are two ways to do this. One is SEO for your textual content. So whatever text that you're writing on your blog needs to be optimized. And second is that you optimize your videos, right? Videos themselves. So if you're hosting your videos on YouTube, which is what my sense is, then YouTube has its own search engine strategy, has its own optimization strategy as well. Specifically, if you're talking about your blog, I would not focus too much on the funnel. I would focus a lot more on the keywords, right? The funnel conversation typically is something that is had when we are talking about e-commerce, right? I'm not saying that in your case it's not important. All I'm saying is, unless you're looking at a multi-layered journey for a customer to come in, read text, consume content, and then do something else, I would not get into the discussion of what my funnel is, right? Because funnel, the conversation and the concept of funnel comes from sales, right? It does not come from digital marketing per se, right? So that concept has been taken and adapted in the digital marketing environment because of the fact that the journey of a customer is varied, right? A customer could go to your website, go to your blog, and then could come to your e-commerce shop, and then buy something, right? So there's an entire journey that you need to basically map out. And then you say that, okay, in my top of the funnel, I'll get people to read my blog. My second part of the funnel, I'll get them to engage with me by signing up for my newsletter. And bottom of the funnel, I'll get them to actually buy my product, right? By going to my e-commerce store. So having said that, in your case, if I were you, I would first do a very detailed and a granular research of the keywords that I'm targeting, right? When you talk about webinars, let me tell you that there are too many out there, right? So you don't want to come across, you don't want to put content on that specific blog post, which could be about, I don't know, digital marketing questions answered by Dhaval, like just hypothetically, this is the blog post you come up with to promote this specific webinar. It could go in so many different directions, right? You could talk about, webinars in digital marketing as a keyword. You could talk about digital marketing problems for senior professionals. You could talk about digital marketers. It could be anything. So in your case, it would be important to first identify what your content is about, right? Then say that, okay, these are the keywords that make sense for the content. And then go to Google AdWords tool or whatever tool that you're using to understand what's the volume that it will get for you, right? And then say that, okay, this is the keyword that I want to target and write content on that. In my experience, long form content upwards of 200, 250 words is what gets you good traffic. I'm not talking about excerpts which are like 2 paragraphs. I'm not talking about LinkedIn articles. I'm talking about good, well thought out, detailed articles which are written in context to that webinar that you write, right? Now that content that you write needs to have very good on-page SEO. Backlinking and all those things can happen later, but I'm talking about, hygiene on-page SEO. So that's one thing I would look at. As far as top of funnel is concerned, I would probably look at top of funnel as people jumping on the landing page where my blog post is written. And then I would look at how many people are going to other blog posts from there, right? So how interesting am I to be able to build that stickiness? Third, I would look at pop-up box, right? A pop-up box where I can have people subscribe to an email address so they can buy pre-recorded webinars. So I would look at building a stickiness with this. See, what you're doing right now is you're creating a hub, right? So there is a concept called as hub, hygiene, and hero content, right? You might have come across this before. Hub basically means that you have all your content that you're creating stored or in a particular area or a particular digital asset of yours. In your case, you're having it on a blog, right? All the webinars, all the things that you guys have been doing during the lockdown, before the lockdown, all of that is being accumulated and put on your blog, right? So if you have a hub, your strategy should be to act as a magnet, right? You want to build stickiness for your hub. The more stickiness you have, the more people you have on the top of the funnel, right? Out of that, how much gets converted into an audience for you over a period of time for subsequent webinars is your second funnel. And your third funnel could be whatever your paid, paid activities is that you are doing. So this is how I would see it at a very superficial level. But of course, if you have anything else that I have not answered, I'm happy to answer that.
Thank you, sir. Actually, yeah, I got the whole point of looking at it. Thank you for that.
No worries. So we got about 50 plus participants, but no questions. So either we have a very highly qualified audience or a very shy one. So I think it's more about the latter. Guys, it's your time to ask questions.
I think Rishabh raised his hand.
Yeah, can I speak?
Would you guys mind turning on your camera when you speak?
Yeah, can I speak?
Yes.
My name is Rishabh. I'm currently pursuing the digital marketing course from MyCorp Grad. You have been my favorite subject matter expert in the program. I just completed my SEO module. It's been going pretty great. So my background is that I have completed my bachelor's last year in advertising, and I have worked as a creative designer for 4 years now. So I am from a creative background. My question is, what kind of opportunities can I get in advertising after, and how do I get into top agencies in India? I just had a look. You have been the group. You have been in Indigo Consulting, and I was looking for opportunities in Chutney or Indigo Consulting, some kind of similar companies. So how do I get an opportunity there?
So Rishabh, let me understand you first before I answer your questions. You said you are coming from a creative background. So when you say creative background, are you the guy who sits behind Adobe Suite and creates stuff for people?
Yeah, I have done
Right?
it in the.
And can you tell me what kind of experience you have in that? If you could dig a little deeper.
I have worked as a graphic designer. I've designed and conceptualized for more than 30 businesses. I am from Kolkata. So basically,
you're from Kolkata. Okay.
Yeah, I have worked as a freelancer, and
Okay.
I have worked on projects with around 30 plus businesses over the years. But I was
As a
doing
freelancer or
as a freelancer and as an in-house designer. I have been working since my entire college days. Whenever there was a
So total, how much of full-time experience do you have with the company over the last 4 years? You said your career is about 4 years?
yeah, it's basically
4 years is
2.5.
after school, after college?
No, while I was in college, I got the opportunity.
How many years after college?
1.
1 year after college. And
Yeah.
1 year is full-time with the company?
Full-time with the company.
And you're still there?
Yeah, I'm still there.
Okay. Are you on the brand side or are you working as a part of an agency?
I'm working on the part of an agency.
Okay, great. So what's your motivation to go for a name agency?
The thing is that I have always aspired to work in an advertising agency and a environment where I can learn more and grow with the businesses and brands, multinational.
You want to work with named brands, right? You want to work with brands that are cool. So you can you have been a part of a cool brand, right?
I want to build my portfolio and work with all the big companies and all.
Okay, so first of all, the Upgrad Mica course is it's a definitive course for someone who wants to go in digital marketing. So it's a good thing that you have taken that initiative and you have taken up that course. But as a graphics designer, you have an opportunity to do stuff, grow in a different direction too. So if I were in your place, I would look at how I can work more with rich media content, how I can create more rich media content, which goes beyond just photography and beyond just working on Photoshop, right? So the reason I say this is because what I have seen in my experience is a lot of creative guys I have not said they have become redundant, but they have been left out and they have been left sort of in the lurches or, out of the conversations of creative stuff and creative production because they don't have the ability to do video, right? So as someone who's from the creative space, you have two options. One is to say you continue to be in the creative space per se. You don't be the person who works on the art side or the creative direction side. Second is that you say that you want to be on the art and creative side, but you want to be focusing beyond just graphics. You want to be a part of the conversation of creating content, creating copy, right? Creating those things. And the third is to say that you go on the business side. I come from that side, right? I come from that business, account management, P&L, strategy, all of those things, right?
Yeah.
Creative is, so how basically it functions is that you have strategy and business working together. And then the strategy and business comes up with the brief along with the client. The brief goes to the creative team, right? I'm talking about the larger agencies and how they work, right? And then those guys basically sit and they do the creative stuff, right? They do the brainstorming. Arey, ye bhi kar sakte hai. We can also do this. We can do that, right? They come up with all the ideas. Now, for someone like you who's been on the graphic side of it and who's now, let's say, doing that Mica, you could say that, hey, you know what? I'm going to get into copywriting. Now I'll do stuff which which is beyond just graphics design, and you could become that guy who becomes like a what do you call it? A copywriter or a art director over the next 5-6 years while working in a named agency. Or you could be the guy who's purely focused on your mojo, which you already have the past 2.5-3 years, where you've done graphics design, and you say you build up more on top of that, right? So you say, yeah, I want to do video editing, I want to do video production, I want to do this, I want to do that. I'm basically telling you the two different kinds of career paths that you can take in creative. Am I getting it right?
Yeah.
So where is your inclination? That's my question.
My inclination is towards the brand side, like working with brands and learning how to do.
So what you need to
is a copy area.
Right. So what I would do if I were in your place is first build a solid portfolio on copy and content the way you build a portfolio on graphics,
Okay.
right? Whatever you did, I don't know what you did, but it seems that you've done some stuff while you were in college, right? So imagine you are now out of college and you're having a job as a graphics designer. If I were in your place, I would start taking up copywriting related projects, either friends, family, clients who have given you graphics work earlier, and you tell them that, hey, now I also do copy, right? If I were in your place, I would probably do a small Udemy course on copywriting or content writing,
Okay.
just so that I understand how to do this creatively. While Rishabh understands how to create beautiful visualizations and illustrations on Adobe, whatever you use, right? For Photoshop or Illustrator. Are you the right guy to be able to create that kind of amazing, engaging copy, right? That's something you need to understand yourself. And that's something that you need to experiment and understand and build a portfolio on, right? Once you get that, you will understand whether you are someone who's a good fitment on the print side. Now, let me also tell you, having said that, it's not impossible for you to work as a graphics designer per se with a named agency, whether it's Indigo Consulting or whatever, what have you, right? There is a huge demand, and it continues to be there to, in these agencies for people like you. But now the part is this, that if you want to differentiate yourself and distinguish yourself, you need to have more talent on the creative side as far as visualization is concerned. Not just the guy who's creating great social media pieces, but you're also the guy who can create amazing YouTube pre-rolls on the go. You are also the guy who can do animation. You're also the guy who can probably, sit in some post-production work for a video. You get it?
Yeah.
So when you have such talent, you become a bigger asset for these agencies, because let me tell you, it's a pain. It's a pain to get talent which can do all these things together, right? It's a pain to manage a P&L, to manage an account which demands, यार कल मुझे वैलेंटाइन के लिए एक छोटा सा प्री रोल करना है यूट्यूब पे, और परसों मुझे एक ग्राफिक्स का एक इमेज डालना है, some guy talking about my product, right?
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult, especially because of the way these agencies have laid out their fees, right? So these are my thoughts. One is that you say that you want to go all out on your creative visualization piece and you build your career in that in a named agency. Second is that you grow on the brand side. On the brand side, you would be competing with people who are good content writers, good copywriters. So you need to be damn good at it, right?
Okay.
I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, but if you do it, you need to be damn good at it. And you need to say that, okay, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to give it my all out, give it my best shot to do that well, right? On the visualization side, like I said, you need to be damn good on the creative side, but you need to up yourself in some terms of technical stuff. Make sense?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. As far as job openings and getting into companies is concerned, reach out to them on LinkedIn, reach out to them on wherever, and connect with them one-on-one. My experience is that it will talk to you if you pick up the phone on them. If you're going to just do an apply and expect people to call you, it's very difficult.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you, sir. Yeah. Thanks for your time.
No problem.
So we have a question in our chat box from Prabha Kapil. She wants to know, about affiliate marketing and how can she start her affiliate marketing career?
Prabha, can you please come on video? Is it possible?
Prabha, are you there?
I don't see her anywhere.
Yeah, I think there's a network issue at her place, I think, and that's why she has she has kept a message in a chat box.
Okay.
So I think we can probably take that in a while.
Sure.
If there is anyone else who wants to ask the question, let's first take that question. Yeah. So, hello? People?
Hello.
Anybody else? Yeah. Who's that?
Hello.
Suman?
Hello. Good evening, sir. Suman this.
Yeah.
Suman, is it possible to come on video or it's not possible?
Hello.
Go ahead with your question, please. I think Suman was trying to say something, but I think he's gotten off.
Network is bad. Yes, yes.
Oh, hello.
Yes, Suman, please go ahead.
Hello.
We can.
Sir, there is some network issue, so I would turn off my video, so I will continue.
That's
with my
fine.
audio.
Please go ahead with your question on audio, please.
Okay. So, I'm a complete fresher. So, what kind of course or certification should I do to start my career in digital marketing?
So,
I'm in
Suman,
my second year of MBA.
I'm sorry, can you tell me, you're doing a second year of MBA?
Yes, sir.
Aren't you overqualified already? Why do you want to do another course? What's your motivation to do another course?
No, sir. No, sir. The thing is that I want to make my presence very strong so that I will select in a very good digital marketing firm.
Hold on. So, Suman, I need some clarity about your background. What's your background? What did you do before you did your MBA?
Sir, I did my BSc.
BSc. Why did you do MBA after BSc?
Sir, there was not that huge scope after BSc, so that I switched to MBA.
What kind of a job are you looking for after your MBA? What is your elective right now in the second year? Let me ask you the question. Ask you this question first. What's the elective you have taken right now in your second year? Specialization.
Sir, marketing, sir, marketing.
Marketing. Okay.
And operations.
So you think you can? So now, can I ask you what is the motivation to get into digital marketing for you?
Sir, digital marketing is a thing that I'm interested in, so I want to do in that thing only. So in marketing, I don't
So
want
Suman,
rest
why?
of
I mean,
thing.
do you have friends? Do you have friends? Have you seen someone in digital marketing? Are you hearing about it a lot? Is that the reason?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so let me tell you something, Suman.
Yes,
don't do it. Don't
two
do
of
it
my
for these reasons. Don't do it for these reasons. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm not going to discourage you, but I'm going to tell you something. There are a lot of people who are doing digital marketing because it's a great course to do, because it's a good thing to know. But if you are very serious about building a career in it, I would urge you to do it for the right reason. Okay. First of all, let me tell you, Suman, this is a highly competitive space. Highly competitive space. I know dozens and dozens of people I speak with every week, right? And that's the number of people I can reach out to, or who have reached out to me. I'm sure there are a lot more who are out of jobs. They don't have jobs, okay? Because there is a lot more supply than there is demand, right? That's one.
Yes,
and this is happening even in MBA, by the way, right? It's happening in MBA
yes.
also. Now, the reason is because most of us are too caught up on getting our degrees, right? Caught up on getting our certifications. So I will tell you one thing very, very clearly, that it's a highly competitive space, first. Second,
Yes, sir.
you need hardcore experience in it to be able to do a great job at it, or to be able to get a job which will pay you good money. If you have invested in an MBA and you have the time or you have the money to invest in doing a good digital marketing course, but you are thinking कि उसका ROI मुझे आना चाहिए 2 साल में, तो वो नहीं होगा. Because you will start as a fresher. Am I getting through to you? You will start as a fresher. You will start as a fresher with an MBA, with a digital marketing degree, but with zero experience, right? With someone who has, so you have zero work experience, am I right, Suman?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So with zero work experience, it becomes even more tougher because you can't bring anything else on the table. Am I getting, are you understanding what I'm saying? So if I'm going to hire some fresher, I would rather hire a fresher who's interned somewhere or who has worked 2 years somewhere, right?
Yes, sir.
Instead of Suman. You get it? So I'm
Yes,
giving
sir.
you a very, very brutal and a clear understanding of what will happen or what could happen after you have graduated and done your degree, right?
Yes. Mm.
Having said that, if I were in your place and I would be doing it for interest the way you are telling me, what I would think of is building micro skills, right? I don't know how I came up with that term, but I just came up with it right now. But I would probably look at building some micro skills. So what I would do is I would probably go to a Udemy. I would go to a whatever, right? Any kind of a Google garage, right? Google digital marketing garage or something where they have these free courses on digital marketing. And I
Yes,
would do
sir.
those marketing.
I have done Google digital marketing courses. So I
Right.
have done.
So you have done that, right? Have you done
Yes.
anything hardcore? Do you have a portfolio to show?
No, sir, not that.
No, right? That's the problem,
No.
right? What you need to do is
Okay.
you need to start building a portfolio. If there is, so this is what I meant to say. Instead of doing a full-fledged digital marketing course, I would do a micro course on Udemy or wherever else. And in addition to it, I would add a portfolio to my entire mix, right? To my entire resume. So I can be in the market as someone who has an MBA in marketing, plus who has an understanding of digital marketing, so to speak, not overall, but maybe pay-per-click advertising or SEO or whatever else. Work for a couple of my friends or clients who are doing something online and do some marketing for them. So it's a part of my portfolio, and then go to market and look for a job. But if I was in your place and I would say, yaar, mujhe digital marketing mein jana hai and I want to build a full-fledged career in it, right? As a short thing, then the risk I would be taking in terms of time and effort will be at least 1.5 years, right?
Yes, sir.
What I mean by 1.5 years is a few months of a full-fledged digital marketing program that I do with Upgrad, for example, or with any such other institute, and a few months of doing internship and freelance work, and then getting into the job market. So you have two paths for you. One is the hard path, which I just mentioned to you, which you can do only if you have the wherewithal to say that I don't need to make money for a year and a half, and I'm willing to invest another lakh in my career, right? And second
Yes,
is that I do something which will help me build myself as a digital marketing or a specialized person in pay-per-click marketing with some amount of experience, not too much, and as a fresher in the industry, and I can go for jobs there.
yes.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
So you have
Yes,
these two
sir.
options. If I were in your place, I would go for the second option, right? Because
Yes,
I
sir.
would not want to just go into the market, with someone who's done MBA as a fresher, then done digital marketing as a fresher, and then said, "मुझे interest था इसलिए मैंने किया." It doesn't come across as a serious guy to me as an employer, and I'm going to tell you very honestly, I will not hire you,
Okay, sir. Okay.
right? So I'm not discouraging you, but I'm telling you what the company is going to look at and what the industry is going to look at when you come into the market,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes.
So if I were in your place, I would take maybe 6 months after my MBA, spend 2 to 3 months doing a short course or 1 or 2 months doing a short course, quickly build my portfolio with some digital company, with some companies of my friends and family, build a portfolio, and then go out and approach for full-time jobs. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
That would be my strategy. Less money, less effort, still going to market with some digital acumen. Cool?
Yes, sir. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Great.
So we have two people raising their hand. So first we'll take Ekta and then move on to Anushka. So Ekta,
Okay.
yes, please go ahead.
Hey, hi, Ekta.
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
So, sir, I have a question. Have I interest in kind of infographics and how data visualization is used? Now every company is using, but
Ekta, you're
whenever I
cracking a
see
bit.
I just have
I can't hear you or see you. Go
right
ahead.
now. Sir, right now every company's visualization infographics.
Ekta, you need to just just switch off your camera. I think you have some network issues. It shows here. Switch off your camera and just talk. Let's just talk on audio.
Is my voice is audible right now?
Yeah, but it's cracking a bit. Yeah, can you please say again? Talk again.
Yes, sir. So my question is, like,
Yeah.
I have a keen interest in, data visualization, how like company puts their content into so much into creative way. So like I have an interest in
That's not data visualization. Data visualization is a completely different thing. You're talking about infographics. So don't use that term with anyone later because people might get confused. Data visualization is data dashboards, putting it on there. That's different from infographics. So you're talking about creative ways of putting content together, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
So, like, I need to know more about it. How I can, what other things I can, learn. Like, I just know how to write. Like, love writing. So,
Okay.
to use this in whatever digital ways, like, when companies use like the content, small content in very small words, and they like the tagline or whatever the values they talk about, just simplifies the what they wanted to speak about. So
Ekta, what are you doing right now? Are you studying? Are you working?
right now I'm studying.
So which year are you in and what are you studying?
Right now I'm studying MBA in second year.
In second year, are you a fresher or you have worked before your MBA?
Sir, I'm a fresher, but I have like a little internship experience. But
Internship. Okay. So you are in your second year MBA and you are in finance specialization, you said, or marketing?
the marketing.
Marketing specialization. And you are excited about what you just told me. And if I were to capture it in a couple of words, do you mean branding and copywriting? Is that, or communication?
Yeah, like I don't know how to use it. I'm just asking you, like, in what ways I can use it in what other
Use
age,
what? Use what?
like play with the words, like I can say.
No, so what do you do? Do you write well? Are you good at graphic design? Because you started the conversation with
I want
infographics and now you're talking about this. So I'm just,
I want to learn infographic as well, because whenever I see, I like just lot of questions pop up in my mind.
one second. One second. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me? No, so you are
Yes.
excited about content, wordplay, and how it's being communicated. Am I right? Whether it's visual or non-visual.
Yeah, right.
Am I right? So you are excited about brand communication, you could say, right? If I were to put it very crudely, not exactly that, right?
Yeah.
So what you are talking about is brand communication. What you are excited about is brand management. So for example, once you're done with your MBA, you could work with a company that is looking to, where you could work as a marketing coordinator, where you will work with graphics designers, content writers, copywriters, and you could work with them and you could translate the brand's values in terms of content. That's the kind of work that you would like to do?
Yes.
Or would you be the kind of person who would be wanting to create those things yourself as a creative person?
So first I have to experience, then I will work for it.
No. So there are two things. Obviously, you need experience in this. But if you're doing your MBA, I don't know how you'll get into creative stuff after that. I'm an MBA. I'm not a very creative guy. That's not the point I'm trying to make, that MBAs are not creative people. The point I'm trying to make is that what is the career path that you're looking to aim for? And I go back to this with everyone that I spoke with till now. I need to understand your history to tell you what is the path that you can create for yourself, right? It's not that
Yes.
I don't want you to create that career path, but I want you to want to tell you what is the right way to go about it. So if you are someone who's doing MBA, specialization in marketing, you are excited about copy, then that means you want to be a copywriter. Then it would have been better that you did your BA in literature or you did something else. I'm not saying that you can't do copywriting after this, but have you written copy? If I may ask, have you written content?
Sir, I have not written copyright, but I like in daily basis I used to write in, like, I have my own journal. So whatever things come out, I just write.
That's fine. See, if you're passionate about this, if you're passionate about writing, again, same conversation, the same exact thing applies to you. Build a portfolio. What you're writing in your
Sir,
journal, unless it's something you can make it public, I would say build a portfolio. Get a client, get a friend, work with someone and build a portfolio. Write content for their website, help them with the logo and the tagline for the logo, for their website, for their brand name. You can do all that, right? What's stopping you?
I guess a direction. I
No,
mean,
so I'm telling you there are two ways again here. One is that you go that creative route and say you want to start doing those things, and you work with an agency or work with a brand where you're creating content and copy and maybe work, also develop some graphics designer skills so you can do those infographics. Or second is to say that you want to be in that space because you are excited about it, right? Everyone is excited and passionate about something. I am excited about e-commerce, right? I love e-commerce. I am excited about good copy, good content. I have in my entire career, I have created copy myself. But if you ask me to sit down and create copy for anyone right now, I am not the guy, right? But if I were to evaluate a copy from the standpoint of business or brand, I am the guy. In fact, I would often be the decision maker for that. Are you getting what I'm saying? So do
yes.
you want to take that path after your MBA? Okay, Baba, you're working for a company where you are in that domain of saying that marketing का coordination एकता करती है, right? Ekta speaks to the agency, Ekta speaks to the graphics designer, Ekta puts it all together, builds a vision for the company and says, hey, you know what? If you are a pickle brand or if you are a furniture brand, this is the kind of wordplay that goes well with your brand. This is the kind of content that goes well with your brand. This is the kind of logo that looks good. Then you should be on that side. That's called brand management. Am I getting through to you? So you could start off with a designation like a junior brand executive. You could start off with whatever, but that requires you to have an opinion. That requires you to have a perspective, which you don't have as a fresher. So what you do is start building that perspective by maybe blogging about different brands, right? Maybe you can start writing yourself. Maybe you can take existing brands and change their copy or change their tagline in right now, right? What, for example, Parle-G is known for, biscuit with chai, but right now in pandemic, it is the meal for everyone, right? Especially the migrant workers. So maybe you spin the tagline for them, right? So what I mean to say is you get creative, right? You get creative, you get yourself ready to be able to back such a job. But did I help you by telling you what is it that you're looking for? Does this
Yes.
make sense?
Yes,
Right?
sir.
So I think this is how I would define it, that this is what you're looking for. You're looking for brand management, junior brand executive sort of roles, brand coordinator sort of roles with companies where you are in charge of how the communication of that brand goes into play in the market. And there are certain ways to do it, which I told you. I hope that helps.
Yes, sir. So one more thing I have to ask,
Sure.
like you talked about this earlier, like with I guess Suman about the niche micro things. So can you explain a little bit about it?
There's nothing to explain. You go on Udemy, you go on any of these websites. There are 7-day courses, self-paced 10-day courses. You have pre-recorded videos. You learn from those videos. As simple as that. It's a very small course. It doesn't build a career. It just gives you a little bit of that skill set or competency. It will tell you to create copy, keep these things in mind. To create a good logo, this is how you create a good logo. You can just go on all these websites and you can just get such a course. It will cost you, $500 to $2,000, and it's a very simple micro course.
Okay.
So you can do that. So it'll at least give you a flavor of what's in play and what is it that you need to learn. It will not build a career for you, but it'll tell you, okay, this is what I need to learn, right?
Thank you, sir.
So let's move to Anushka. Yes, Anushka, you can
Okay.
ask a question.
Anushka.
Hi. I'm really sorry. I'll be not able to turn on my video
That's
because
fine.
of
Go ahead.
yeah. And by the way, good evening, sir. Actually, I just wanted to ask this. Right now, I'm a student of BCom. Okay,
Okay.
and we are stuck because we have given our exam of third year, and we are stuck of because of this university problem.
Don't worry, you're
And
not stuck. I think things will change quite a lot now. A lot of companies don't really care about degrees. That's the reality. So don't worry.
yeah, that's true. So actually, because of this pandemic, we are not able to get any field jobs until and unless it is not like mandatory or like something. It's a day-to-day field job. If you understand what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So yeah, so we are all students are trying to get a work from home internship, but that is not useful for anyone. We can only get some knowledge of that, but we won't be getting any field knowledge. So how would we tackle after this pandemic? How it will help us afterwards?
What will help you? I didn't understand.
See, so actually, I wanted to do an MBA in marketing. Okay, and have
Okay.
done a digital marketing from the Google Garage.
Okay.
And yeah, so if I went for MBA of marketing and I want a field experience, how I will be able to get that? That is my question.
So let me just start off, Anushka, by telling you a little bit about a webinar that I had last week, where I was talking to the head of sales of a large software and a SaaS company. And it's a very, I don't think this is something that you would like to hear, but you need to hear it because it's the reality, right? And like I said, I'm not going to mince words or sugarcoat things. You know what this head of sales told me, Anushka, is that, yeah, there was a time when I could go into conferences, right? I could actually go into a conference happening at a JW Marriott or a Taj or wherever else, and all my decision makers would be right there. All I had to do was grab a plate, start having my buffet lunch or dinner or whatever that is, or cocktails or drinks, and start networking with these guys and introduce to them subtly about what my product is, right? Now, what I'm trying to tell you is that sales, right? Sales. I'm not talking about what you asked me. I'm specifically talking about sales right now. Let
Yes,
me
sir.
then contextualize it to what you asked me.
Yes, sir.
Face-to-face sales is set to change. When I say set to change, it is going to be completely changing. You can't go into an event right now in a five-star hotel, bump into people, and introduce your product. That thing is out the window. In fact, pharma reps are also obviously having that same problem. They can't go into clinics. They don't want to meet doctors. I know people who have left their jobs because they know that some of their friends got it, coronavirus, so they don't want to now go into doctors' offices or clinics and sell, pharmaceutical drugs. Sales is a very, very critical piece of business, right? Sales is like your lifeline. If sales doesn't happen, nothing happens. I don't know if you've heard of this quote: sales solves all problems. Now, such a critical lifeline of business has gone out the window. The idea of door to door or face to face sales is not happening. It's all happening over Zoom. It's happening the way it's happening right now, the way you and I are communicating, right? So you can't barge into someone's Zoom call, right? You can't barge into someone's laptop. You need to talk to them, right? You
Yes,
need
sir.
to talk to them. You need to engage with them, and then they will be able to do work. Uh, Now let's take, go zoom a little bit into the problem that you're talking about. Problem you're talking about is very, very small, very, very small. What you are saying is that you will not be able to learn because you are not having that close affinity or that physical presence in that office, right? In my opinion, that is not completely true, right? First of all, what is expected of interns is going to be very different. Uh, if you were trying to get a job somewhere in a place where you are going to be a management trainee, where you are going to do things such as door-to-door sales, where you're probably going to do things such as, I don't know, market research, where you're probably going to do things such as, let's not talk about market research. Market research can be done from home. But let's say you're going to intern with someone where you're going to do any such physical activity which requires to be on the field, that's gone, right? In fact, their offices are also not operating the way they were operating. So to say that, yeah, I don't have any opportunity because of COVID-19, in my opinion, is completely wrong. Because the kind of opportunities that you're looking for was from the perspective that, yeah, when I go out of college and I work for a company, then I'll get that corporate feel. Yeah, that corporate feel does not exist, right? It's only in your mind, right? So that touch and feel, that physical aspect that you're talking about does not really exist. It exists in terms of your approach to the job, in terms of what you are expecting from the job, and in terms of the work that you're doing. Because the work that you're doing matters more than how you're doing it. Am I making sense here, Anushka? What you are talking about is that when I go in the field or when I go into an office, I get exposure. Tell me if I'm right or wrong.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
But that exposure that you're talking about is not relevant now, because the way that work is to be done has completely changed. So if I were in your place, I would say that instead of me saying that only when I go to office I'll get a learning, I need to have a creative and a more proactive approach to the idea of an internship, to the idea of getting a job, to the idea of getting skills, which is digital, right? So I would want to work with a company which is digitally first, because that's where I'll get hardcore experience, right? So if I were working for, let's say, a branding agency or a marketing agency, I want to work with an agency which values work that's happening digitally, right? So the culture is such that they appreciate remote work. Second, I would want to work with an organization where it might be easier for me, for my kind of talent, to shine virtually, right? So if I'm someone who's good at communication, then I will shine virtually over Zoom calls. I'll shine virtually by sending in good presentations and things like that. And third, if it's going to be a physical thing, so let's say if I'm in sales or face-to-face sales or whatever else, then I want to work in a company that understands the transition that's happening in sales and appreciates an intern joining in who is able to learn in that environment. So the expectations from interns in the environment right now is very low, because they know, yaar, हमारे खुद के जो full time employees है, they are not able to cope up. How can we expect our interns to be able to do that, right? But a company that is requiring work to be done, which is flooded with work, and there are lots of companies, let me tell you, right? There are edtech companies, there are technology first companies, event management companies like Bratz, which will appreciate someone like an intern to come in and add value to the work that's being done there, right? So there's a lot of work to be done there also. So you need to first change your mindset to say that, I can't say that physically believe it, right? That's one. Second, you need to be proactive. You need to get those digital skills. You need to be able to say that, Baba, digitally also I'll be able to crack the interview. If that requires me to look good in the interview, if that requires me to make certain changes in my schedule at home, if that requires me to maybe step out and work from somewhere, so be it, right? So that needs to come in. And obviously, third, you need to be able to demonstrate your skills online in a virtual environment. That means that certain bad things in offline space, of FaceTime, of just being around your boss, goes out the window, and hardcore work culture, hardcore work ethic comes into play, right? So if there is something, is there any specific industry vertical that you're targeting, Anushka?
So actually, I am right now. I was targeting Wipro and Accenture company. So I
Why
wanted.
do you think they would not hire you? Or what is
So
stopping
because
you there?
because first my graduation is in what I can say is like a stuck.
Limbo.
Yeah, limbo.
Limbo.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So and I'm doing so many courses from the Udemy, and so many free courses are available in the internet, I can say. But
You are doing an MBA.
I'm not doing an MBA. I'm in
No,
third year.
okay, you're not. Okay, you're
Yeah,
in third.
I'm
I'm
in
sorry.
third
You said
year.
you are in third year BCom. You said
Yes, I'm third in
BCom.
BCom. Yes,
So
and
what is it that you want to get into? You want to get into finance?
actually, I want to get in HR and marketing.
So what is stopping you? HR and marketing, everything's happening from home.
That's true, sir. But
Yeah.
in that HR and marketing, I think they teach how to have a work ethics, entrepreneurial skills, and all of that. So how we will be able to show that? Zoom call, I think it's just a verbally
No. So one
communications.
second. Hold on. I think let's just take a step back. Uh, First of all, have you reached out and are you having trouble getting a job or an internship? Can you clarify that to me?
Yes,
Are you
sir.
having
I am
trouble?
having.
So
Yes, sir.
what's the exact trouble? Can you tell me where is it stopping?
Not
How
not
many
having a
applications have you done
graduation
so
cert.
far?
Pardon,
Okay.
sir.
How many applications have you done so far?
That's kind of embarrassing, but it's a 20 plus, I guess.
I don't think it's embarrassing at all. I mean, nothing embarrassing about that. Uh, so no. So what you're telling me is that because you don't have a graduation certificate, you are stuck.
Yes, sir.
So I think that there are a lot of companies which will appreciate this situation. I personally feel so. As someone who hires people from time to time, I'm completely privy of what is happening around. What I would do is I would be more than happy to connect you to some headhunters or HR guys who can help you bag a good job. You can write to me. I can connect. You can connect with me on LinkedIn, and I'll share my LinkedIn ID on chat. And I'd be happy to do that. But I don't think that you know 20 plus applications or whatever the number of applications should be determining whether you get a job or not. I mean, you just don't have a job. All you have to do is get one. So if it takes you 200 or 2000, you just have to do it. I don't see how that's embarrassing or that's anything wrong, right? Everyone's in this situation as you are. Everyone's taking some hard calls and decisions. I have taken some hard decisions with my business. So just go for it. I don't think you are the only candidate. So I don't think if some people are not responding to you, it's not because they don't have the guidelines right. It's just because they are thinking that they can wait it out a bit more. Let me tell you, they can't. Right? Organizations are desperate now. The guys who need to hire need to freaking hire. Right? Guys who need to fire, they need to freaking fire. So whatever your problems are universal. They are not your candidature problems. Right? That's one thing that you should know. I will tell this to everyone. A lot of times it's not your candidature. It's just about the fact that it didn't work out. So don't worry about it.
Sorry to interrupt, sir, but I was about to ask another question.
Please go ahead.
That was like we are getting an opportunity of internship, but that is not a paid one. Okay, right now we don't need any paid internship. That I understand, but only.
So you already knew what I was going to say next. Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah. So, but only like giving our time to something for only experience is only not worth it. If it is an internship of 1 month, and if I'm getting an
Great. I'll tell you something, Anushka. There are people who will do it. Simple. If you don't do it, others are going to do it. This conversation is it's a very tricky conversation. I have done a lot of stuff for free in my entire career. I am sort of old school in that sense. Right? I mean, I'll work to get things my way. I don't mind walking an extra mile. I don't mind doing an extra gig, and I'm not at all embarrassed about it. Right? I do a lot of free stuff, right? But that free stuff adds value to my career in a lot of different ways. So if you feel that as someone who's not even a graduate, and if you feel that if you don't want to work for free, then let me tell you, there are a lot of people who will, and they will build a portfolio and they'll go out and they'll get the jobs that they want because that free gig will turn into a paid gig or something like that. I'm not saying that you do work for free. If you feel in your in your heart you shouldn't be doing it, don't do it. But don't make that the universal truth because it's not. People will do it. Am I getting you?
yes, sir. But what's the
So
point of
so if you
doing?
want to do paid stuff, if you want to do paid stuff, do you have the ability or the competency to be able to compete in the landscape that you are in right now?
Yes, sir. That was
Right.
I was
So
about to say.
right. So how are you demonstrating that? Without a
Sir,
degree, how are you demonstrating that?
so that's the point. If having a certificate of graduation doesn't explain my skills, first of all.
Correct.
Second of thing, I have learned so many things, and I'm not able to present to a better company where I can.
Your learning has no real world experience, Anushka. Let me tell you, our degrees are token degrees. I have an MBA from Malibu. I have spent a large amount to get my MBA degree. You know, thankfully I had a scholarship, but let me tell you, that does not entitle me anything. It does not mean that I walk into an interview and say, I have an MBA, so mujhe ab job de do. It doesn't mean shit. Let me put it crudely. No one cares a rat's ass about what you have done. Okay. You need to prove yourself every time you're in the market. You sit in front of any hiring manager. What is he going to ask you? I'm asking you, Anushka. What is he going to ask you? Is he going to ask you what subjects you learned during your MBA? Let me ask you. Is he going to ask you that question?
No, sir.
No, right? So, why is it that you are feeling that you need to show or do something with that? Forget that. That degree is just one. It's just one platform to get you in the market. What you need to do now is you need to build real skills. If you're passionate about marketing, why don't you help out anyone who is looking to do marketing? Why don't you build something around it? Are you good at creative? Are you good at designing things? Are you good at communication? Are you good at writing? Are you good at coordinating and getting things done? Can you help anyone do that? Whatever the opportunity that comes to you right now, Anushka, is something that will determine what you make out of it, not something that happens to you. Am I getting it? Am I getting through to you? So if it's a free internship, what's the value you can bring from that?
Dhaval, sorry to interrupt.
Sure.
I suppose, Anushka, are you pursuing your graduation or you not?
Sir, I am pursuing my graduation and I'm stuck for the graduation certificate.
You're waiting for it. So anyway, you are completing it. It is not wise, Dhaval, that she should be completing the graduation. Then also simultaneously, whatever she's doing, it is going to help.
I didn't get you.
No, she's worried about that she's not completed her graduation and now she's looking for internships. Anyway, she's pursuing and she's going to complete it. Correct? So
no, but it's in limbo apparently.
So
that's the problem.
No. I think she's finishing it. That's what she said. She's waiting for the certificate.
No, but she said she's stuck. I didn't.
No, she's. Anushka, what is exactly saying that you drop, you continue, you completing it or
no. So stuck in the sense that I have already given my exam for semester 6, the last semester of the graduation, and we are waiting for the result to come. And like it is declared that we have passed, but it is not result.
So it is matter of very short time, suppose. Correct?
Yes.
So once you get a certificate, then you'll think of your MBA or whatever, right? So nothing to worry about the certification. So whatever. See, that's a scene, Dhaval. She's not stuck anywhere,
No, but that's not the point. The point is that I think it's just that I feel. So she's been applying, right, Anushka? So
yes, sir.
Has anyone told you that when you graduate, that time you contact her?
Yes, sir. So many.
Right?
So many.
That is what I'm telling you. I think that there are two ways to look at it. One is to say that you want to wait it out, which is fair. And as Suresh said, if it's a short time, great. Having said that, I don't think it's impossible. Smarter companies who need to hire will come back to you and say, hey, you know what, you're hired. Because you are not the only person. Right? There are other people also stuck like you are. This is my sense.
Okay,
So
thank you. Sorry to interrupt again.
We have six more people waiting in the queue.
Yeah, so
I was just about to say thank you, sir, for your time.
Yeah.
So let's move to Sonali. Sonali?
Thank you, ma'am. Good evening,
Uh,
sir.
No, 1 second. There is one more Sonali.
yes, I
Sonali,
got confused regarding whom we are talking
yes.
about.
No, I can't see your full name. So yes, Sonali, go ahead.
Sonali Warrior.
It's Varange, Sonali Varange.
Hi, Sonali.
Yeah, so actually, I'm in the second year of my MBA, and actually, initially, I was confused between what to take, finance or marketing. But like, I am very good with numbers, especially. But I was something sort of looking for a thing which has some part of marketing and some part of finance. So I found this market research really very comfortable for me, wherein and actually I have done internship in Nielsen as well for 3 months.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, so what do you think? Like, what kind of a skills should I adapt, or what is the market wanting from the freshers right now? Because
What's
it's
your
like
graduation in?
but BCom, sir.
BCom. And then you, after that, how many years experience do you have?
It's only 3 months experience
3 months
during my
internship.
MBA. Yeah, in Nielsen.
Okay, so you did your BCom, then you did your MBA, and between the first
I'm
and
in the
second year,
second
you
year of MBA, sir. First year MBA I have done. Then I did 3 months internship.
internship, and then you are in your second year.
Yes.
So what do you want? So after second year, your ambition and you are fixed that you want to be in market research per se.
Yes, I have interest in that.
Okay. So there are two things, right? I think so. First of all, market research as a whole is a very intense and a very interesting and a deep space. I've never been a part of that, so I can't really comment in detail about market research and the industry overall and the workings of the industry. But having said that, I think obviously you have clearly laid out a path for yourself to get into it. You have done an internship with a market research firm. As far as skill sets are concerned, I don't think there is anything specific that I can comment on. Are you saying that you want to adapt some digital marketing or some digital sort of skill set for market research, or are you just thinking that is there anything more that I can do to distinguish myself, or what is it that you are asking?
Yes, sir, because I want to have a upper edge.
So,
Like how can I crack interviews? As in some
so
extra skills because it's work from home every time. So even we don't know, even if I get a job later on, it
yeah,
might be work from home because it is research
what I
basically.
can do is I can connect you to someone I know who heads
Okay.
market research for a large firm, a good friend of mine from college, and I think she could mentor you a little bit on this, because I don't want to do this, you know, because I don't come from that space, right? And I'm sure if you talk to her, she might even be able to maybe give you an internship or a job. So I can help
Sure,
you
sir.
there. But
Sure, sir.
basically, as far as cracking interviews or mock interviews are concerned, if you want to, get on a call with me, I can help you overall. But I don't think I want to contextualize or talk more about it in this webinar right now. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, sir. So you can later on, can I contact you because you will be
Yeah,
able
no
to share
problem.
me the number?
No problem. No problem. No problem.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
More than happy to.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'll put my LinkedIn profile on the chat. You guys can connect there.
Okay.
So there is Rishabh Agrawal next.
Rishabh is done, I think, right?
But again, I think he
So
has
I
a
did again
question.
raise a hand.
Yeah.
So
tell me.
So actually, what you told me about brand communication and the entire vertical about working for brands, I just wanted to know, sir. There's been a doubt since around 1 to 1.5 years since I was completing my graduation year. Sir, am I audible to you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
I wanted to know that does pursuing a full-time degree after completing, I have done my advertising. I tell it to you, right? So should I go for a brand management course in my masters? Would it benefit me for working as in the brand communication field? Will it help me, or just doing advertising and I'm doing digital marketing as well? So is it okay, or should I pursue something more?
Uh, Rishabh, I genuinely think that too many courses are not going to help you. I mean, just go in the field, man. Just do it. Just take up a job
Okay.
somewhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so if you're asking me whether to do masters or not, then I will say no. But if you're asking me whether to do, I am anyways going to do masters. So should I do brand management? Then yes.
No. So
Why not? Brand communication. Why not?
I wanted to know, does it add any value? Otherwise, I just won't go for that course.
No. So Rishabh, I think so. Let me just recap this. Right? You are the one who's done graphics designing for 2.5 years, right?
Yeah, and I have a bachelor's
Yeah.
in advertising.
Right. Yeah. So I got you the same. So you're pretty set, man. I mean, you have a bachelor's in advertising. You have a graphics design background. Why don't you see what value and what contributions you can build for companies? From the word go right now. Why do you need to do another degree? This is my sense. And plus, you said you are doing your MBA or something. What are you doing?
No, I'm not doing my
The MICA.
MBA.
Plus, you're doing your MICA,
Yeah.
right? So why don't you do MICA, which is a great course. I'm a part of it, obviously, so I love it, and we have designed it for people like you, right, who want to transition into digital. So I think it's great to do that, and in fact, we are covering brand also in that, if I'm not wrong.
So I am
Uh,
doing it. I am in
so-
my SEO.
Right. No, so we are covering brand for also in terms of brand
Yeah.
communication, how
Brand
to put
communication.
it on
Yeah. Yes, sir.
things like that. So I think that's good enough for you to be in the market. And maybe once you're in it, once you get it, once you probably work with an agency, either as a graphics designer, art director, or whatever that you're doing, maybe a couple of years into it, you can then come back and say, hey, you know what, this is the space I want to lead in. I want to be a leader in this space, and then you can go for a master's degree. I'm not going to say no to that, but it's not going to add value by saying brand management ka master's course kiya, so now I'll be able to do brand management. Because what space you are coming from is the creative and graphics design space. You are not directly going to go in brand management overall. You're going to be working closely on the creative content and art side, which does not require you to have a brand management degree.
Okay, sir. I get your point. Thank you.
Yeah.
So Hitakshi Goyal is there.
Hi,
Good
Hitakshi.
evening, sir.
Hi.
Good evening, sir.
Hi. Yeah. Go ahead.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes. Go ahead, please, Hitakshi. You're
So
audible.
actually, I am pursuing BCom honors right now, and I'm in second year.
Okay.
So I want to ask that what type of courses I can do in this lockdown period, so that it is valuable ahead.
Sure. So Hitakshi, you are still very, very far from being in the market as a candidate. Is there any specific area of interest for you where I can probably tell you what kind of courses you can do?
So I have interest in accountancy.
I'm the worst guy to ask about accountancy. Like, I hate accounts, so I genuinely am not the right guy. But if I just know that if you want to do something on the digital and on the e-com side, or you want to work more on that side, then a lot of finance guys are now taking up data science courses, right? But even that's more on finance, not specifically accounting. So I'm genuinely not the right guy to answer that question. I think it's out of scope of this
So
webinar also.
I also want to ask that we can do internships also right now.
So
So
what do you
that
want to ask? Yeah.
we can gain experience right now, and in third year we will find more ways in internships in other areas.
No, so what is your question? You just told me you can do internships. What's your question?
Yes, sir, but we cannot find internships right now, no? So because I'm in second year and no one will hire me for something.
Do you CAs hire left, right, center? I mean, from what I know, I mean, I'm not from that space, but I'm sure you can get internships with some CA firms, right?
So, but they are asking for graduation degree, I searched for it.
You applied to a CA firm?
No, I searched on LinkedIn. They are asking for experience also and for graduation degree.
Hitakshi, so I don't want to step out of my comfort zone and my area of expertise. I don't know about this. So what I suggest is, if you like, I can connect you to some chartered accountants in some large firms and you can chat with them.
Okay, sir.
Again, my LinkedIn is there. Happy to make introductions.
Okay, sir.
I have already put my LinkedIn profile on the chat box. So you guys can connect with me there.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Yes, Sonal Goel.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, sir.
Hey, hi, Sonali.
Hi, sir. I am currently doing my MBA in finance.
Okay.
Sir, due to this changing environment, due to COVID and everything, where business spaces are actually changing, sir, is it right thing to say that marketing and finance still are independent from each other?
Very much so, yeah. I mean, they're obviously interconnected in every way for any business. In fact, finance and marketing is always fighting with each other, right? Marketing wants more money and finance
Yes,
wants
sir.
more money. Marketing says that unless you give me finance, I can't do marketing and get money.
Yes, sir.
Finance says that unless you give me money, I can't give you marketing. So it's a very catch-22 situation. But
Yes, sir.
I mean, in what context are you asking me this question?
Sir,
As
in the
a
context that, sir, that currently I am doing MBA in finance, but I am getting some real world experience in the field of marketing. Like I am
okay,
doing
where what kind
internships
of work are you doing?
and sir, I am about to start one of my research projects in data.
Okay,
And so currently I am associated with Brad's only.
okay.
Yes, sir. So that is currently what I am doing apart from my MBA in finance.
So Sonali, a lot of people end up in banking companies as wealth managers, end up being investment banking, working with investment banking companies as relationship managers after doing MBA in finance, and which basically means that you have a keen understanding of people, keen understanding of marketing, keenness to build relationships while coming from a background in finance. So your skill sets in finance are still useful in that space, right?
Yes,
So I
sir.
don't think you should worry about that. Whatever you're doing with Bratz or with any other marketing stint that you're doing can lead to a full-time job, and you can interview, and people will not stop you there. People will say, okay, if Sonali is able to bring value to my company, I'm happy to have her. So I don't think you should worry about that. Having said that, you also have that opportunity to work a little more closely on the financial side of things and be completely out of marketing. But that would require you to have a very keen interest in, say, banking, retail banking or wealth management or whatever that area is, right? In finance, it
Yes.
could be, working in an accounting, what do you call it, an auditing firm also for that matter. So it could, but yeah, I mean, I would say you cannot really say that, okay, I am going, now that I'm in marketing. So you don't have to say that finance or marketing interlinked hai. So this makes sense. This is different. What you are doing is different. People who are in finance do take internships with finance companies, right? So what you're doing is a bit different, but doesn't mean that you can't justify it. You can justify it very simply by saying that, hey, you know what? I like doing this, so I did it. And people will not take it in any different way. Ke, Acha, she's done MBA in finance and done marketing internships. So I think it's easily justifiable. And I see a lot of people do this. A lot of people say, I hate finance. I did finance. I realized it's not my thing, and that's why I did marketing. Fair enough. I mean, they really don't. It doesn't matter.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
So Shivam Tyagi.
Thank you, ma'am. Hello, sir.
Hi, Shivam. Hi. Tell me.
So I just want to ask. I am currently pursuing AGPM course from ICFI Business School. So I'm in second year right now. So I just want to say, like, I'm having a work experience of 1 year in a retail company, Decathlon Sports India Private Limited. So I'm having a keen interest in retail, basically in sales and marketing, basically. So
Okay.
I just want to ask. I have also talked about this. That what kind of job should I do in further in my future with my retail teacher, retail management teacher. So he
Okay.
said that you can go for the course, like you can go for a position of brand management, brand manager. That will be good for you. So if that will be right, just tell me about that. It will be right, or should I pursue something else? As you like
So
anything?
you are saying you are in retail sales right now with Decathlon.
Right
You
now,
you
I'm like I'm not right now like doing job. I have experience of 1 year in with Decathlon in Sports India Private Limited.
and after that you did your MBA.
Yeah, I'm currently pursuing. I'm in
Doing your
second year of.
MBA.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your first year is over, your second year. So no internships in between first and
No,
second.
I have done an internship in a company. It's a startup, Impact Guru. It's
Okay.
basically a crowdfunding company. I have
Yeah.
done B2B sales and sales there.
So so let me tell you the difference in sales and brand management, right? Because
Yes.
one is to say that okay, you continue the same path, and second is to say you break out and, as your teacher suggested, you go into brand management. Brand
Yes.
management is I think something that I covered already. It requires you to understand what the brand stands for, communicate that, manage it. It could be online, it could be offline, it could be in retail, it could be in any format, right? And requires you to basically day in and day out talk to your agencies, right? Typically your content marketers, your content writers, your it could even be your CEO or whoever your operations manager is, and basically get that out, right? So the brand management typically means getting all your brand collateral out. It could mean that it could, at a high level, it could even mean understanding of the brand overall and being able to ensure that guidelines are being followed. So brand management typically goes to the level where the guy who's on the top will say that these are the brand's guidelines and I want to ensure that all the brand guidelines are being followed. So for example, if I'm a sports brand like a fitness gym or something, I want to ensure that all my centers have the same kind of marketing message going out, and therefore my management or my brand management scope requires me to ensure that that is happening, and ensure that everything is in place for that, ensure that if any new campaign starts, then the messaging of that campaign is in line with what the brand stands for, right? So that's the kind of work you do. If you look at sales, it's very, very people driven. It's more closer to the customer. It's more closer to understanding your life cycle of a product, pre-sales, sales, post-sale service, the entire journey. And that's oftentimes that is either on field or something where you have to continually be talking to your clients, and probably over a longer period of time, sales target driven.
Yes.
So if I were in your place, Shivam, I would think of that. Is that the kind of stuff that I want to do? Right? Does that give me a kick to achieve my sales target and often surpass it and make that extra money, right? And grow in that space, and I can make a lot of money there, mind you. I can become a sales leader over a period of time, and I can make a hell lot of money there. Or am I the kind of guy who will be managing the brand, looking at brand collateral, looking at brand guidelines, looking at the business, understanding what the business stands for, and create communication based on that, coordinate with agencies, hire freelancers, hire people in the team or in my parallel team, and essentially get the creative output that's required for it, right? So, and it could go into customer service also, right? That's also a part of the brand experience. So
yes, sir.
That's how they're different. So I think it's a matter of choice. What is it that excites you? I don't think you are so far in your career to say that, yeah, I am a guy who will do sales only. If you have done sales, it's okay to break out of it and get into brand management, try it out for a year or two, and then come back to sales. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah,
That's
sir.
that's what I believe.
Okay, sorry to interrupt you, sir, but I just want to say on the basic note that I'm comfortable with sales even, and as I'm also very keen to work in a field of retail. It's my it's my first my first job start with the retail, so that's what the sales I have done there on the ground basis, on the ground reality, basically. And I just like I have done the internship, so that was the part of the sales even. Like you have to follow up and you have to
Correct. Yeah,
create
yeah.
the leads. So
I
just
figured
I
that.
am
Yes.
little bit confused about like should I have to go for a brand? Should I have to go for a position of a brand manager, or should I apply my should I make my career in like sales or marketing? That will be good for me. So I'm just little bit confused on
What
those
is
2 points.
honestly, I can't take it. It's not a this. I mean, it's not something where so I will not tell you that, hey, you know what, you're not good at brand management, so don't do it. I don't think that's the case. The reason I'm saying that is because you have been in sales, right? So you do have exposure to what the brand is, right? Especially in a retail environment. Second, you are still early on in your career. It's not like
Yes.
you have spent 10, 15 years in sales and now suddenly you want to make a pivot, right? Or even if you have spent 4, 5 years, right? It's not even 4, 5 years. So
True.
if you were 2, 3 years or 5 years or 4 years into this space, right? Anywhere over 2, 3 years, I would have said, yeah, you decide where your strength is. Right now, you are in that career where you can make that transition easily. It's real. Like if you ask me right now, Dhaval, start doing, you know, I don't know, operations, Baba, I can't do it. I don't have experience. I'll never be able to justify it. No one will freaking hire me. No one will hire me. Even at a junior post, they will not hire me. So for you, you are at that stage where if you want to experiment, you have that opportunity to experiment. If you have that, you know, affinity to say, यार मुझे एक बार तो ये करना है brand management. लोग बात कर रहे हैं तो मुझे करना है. You get what I'm saying?
Yes,
But
sir.
if you are someone who's comfortable in your skin, the career choice of sales is also good. I think it has a good growth trajectory. There's nothing wrong with it. So it comes down to your choice, man. I mean, it doesn't come down to you taking one decision over the other and one being better than that. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You are saying that if I'll go for I'm in an early stage of my career, if I
Right.
want to pursue brand management, I can pursue,
Right.
and after that I
and
can
I'll tell
drive
you
into
how.
the sales. I can.
Correct. I'll tell you how. For example, you've been in Decathlon for a year. You can justify that in a sales company, in a company which is similar to Decathlon, or go back to Decathlon and say, hey, you know what, I've done this and I understand your brand well. Why don't you hire me for this role, right? So
Yes,
you
sir.
can justify it, or you can go to any other sports brand and say, hey, I was in sales, I did this, but that also gives me a good understanding of brand. Plus, I have my MBA, and therefore I can you can justify it, and you can start at an entry level job. It's not impossible for you to do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
Right?
so can you suggest me like some brand management course so to pursue that? It's the time to like enhance your skills to add on some value right now, because like
You did MBA and you did brand management in MBA, or no? I did.
I'm currently pursuing marketing and operations
Okay.
from my
So brand
like
management is not being covered there. Just a question.
yeah, it's been like in the syllabus it's been covering, and
What
I'm
kind of a
also.
course are you looking for? Because
I didn't get you, sir.
what kind of a course are you looking for? When you say brand management course,
Like
you
to
want it
add
to
on
teach
some
you.
value, like if I want to pursue a career in a digital media marketing, so I have to do a course on digital marketing stuff, right? So I just
No, see,
want to ask, like,
understand something. Digital is a new age thing, right?
yes, sir.
It's been a decade since I'm in it. It was
Yes,
new
sir.
age even back then, but it's still new age, right? People still don't get digital to that extent. So
Yes, sir.
digital is like, no matter what background you're from, you'll still say, "Arey, digital mujhe karna hai," right? And
Yes,
to
sir.
understand it. But brand management isn't. Brand management has been around for centuries, I could say, probably, right? I mean, so I don't think it's something you have to like take a course to get into it.
Okay, sir.
If you want to do a course in brand management, there is no specific course focused on brand management. You could do a digital marketing course where they cover brand. You could do a marketing course in which they cover brand management. I mean, those are your options.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
That's what I want to clarify. That is
But
there any
I don't know why. Is it me, or is it, I don't know what you have to say, Suresh. Like, I mean, most of my questions are saying, okay, I'm already doing this. Now I want to do one more course. Guys, it's okay if you don't do a course. I don't want you guys to lose money. Like, I want you guys
So
to
if seriously they are looking for certain kind of experiences, they can
Yeah,
do
I
certain
think
kind of, they can
correct.
directly go for certain kind of internships. That's what I can say,
Yeah,
because brand management is
yeah,
already covered, a parts in your
correct.
management. Definitely you can go for some kind of internships, especially you're looking at digital. So digital is
Yeah,
vast. How Dhaval said, it is vast. So first you
Yes,
get in something, then you will dig out.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
yes, sir.
he doesn't want you to spend money just like that. That's what his suggestion is all about.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
there's
No,
a lot to
I'm
explore, right, Dhaval?
correct. Yeah, exactly, exactly. So
I'm getting it. I'm getting it, sir.
yeah,
Totally get
great.
your point.
Shivam, you're from Mumbai, ICFI or Hyderabad?
No, sir. I'm from Monk.
Okay, super, super.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your
We,
points.
No worries.
Dhaval, we're already 8 o'clock. We're at 8
Yeah,
o'clock. We have taken too much of time. So
Yeah.
sorry.
no, that's fine. That's it happens with me all the time.
And we actually keep it for about hour and hour, and 1 hour
Yeah,
15 minutes, but we already exceeded time.
yeah,
Guys, I think if we can take one final question if you allow us.
yep.
Anybody can, if you want to ask a final question, we can take up and then we'll close it. Further, you can connect with Dhaval anytime. He shared his LinkedIn profile out there. It'll be great. He'll be patiently answer all your queries. Anyone?
So I think we can take that Prabha's question. She just texted saying that the net her bandwidth is very low. So Ashwin, can you just read out that question from the chat box? Actually, I lost that question.
Yeah, just a minute. I'll just take the question. Yeah, she was asking about the affiliate marketing and how can I start my affiliate marketing career.
Sure. So
Thanks, Ashwin.
I don't have a lot of information about her, and I don't think she's there. She's probably just listening. So I'm just going to give a very as detailed answer as I can. So affiliate marketing, according to me, in my understanding and in my experience, is something that is has been touted for the longest time as a income generation source, side income generation source for bloggers, right? But the skill sets that you actually acquire in affiliate marketing are very much applicable in other areas of digital marketing, such as performance, such as app downloads, such as strategic alliances. Let me give you a very simple example. Has anyone used Times Prime, right? Times Prime subscription or Paytm First, right? All these subscriptions, basically they cost you $1,000 for a year or something around that. And when you take that subscription, there are other affiliates that they have inside, right? They call them partners. What happens is that you click on that, you buy a 1,000 rupee subscription by Times Prime, you go into the app and inside they give you a 3-month or a 6-month Ghana subscription for free, right? So you go in and you install that. What happens is essentially affiliate marketing, right? It's the same dynamic. Same when you look at Coupon Dunia, Coupon Raja, all the affiliate or the coupon websites, they work on the exact same model. You go to the website, you click somewhere, you get a copy, you copy a code from there and you use it on the Domino's website to get your pizza for 50% off or whatever else. And basically what happens is the affiliate marketing engine works. And there are two areas of careers that you can build in that. One is to say that you are an entrepreneur, right? You have an e-commerce website or you are a blogger and you write out content. And we do a little bit of that on Smart Home NX, where we create content and we have affiliate links to Amazon or to whatever other third-party website. Every time someone buys from that, we get a commission, right? And we make some good money on that. So you become like this blogger who's going to put his skills to his own use and make money. Second is that you get a job, right? Now you want a job, you want a steady career. There are 2-3 areas where you can actually explore. One is you become someone who is able to build affiliate programs, right? So you become someone who works for companies, e-commerce companies or any kind of company. So for example, let me give you a simple example. If I am a retail company that sells baby products, right? What I want is I want to create an affiliate program which will help me to get all the moms who are writing on their blogs to put a link of my products there. So whenever they write about it and someone clicks on it, automatically they get a commission and automatically I get a sale, right? So what happens is that all these influencer programs that you guys are seeing, right? that a blogger is given some money to write a blog post, or a blogger is given some freebies to write some blog post, gets converted into a performance-driven affiliate marketing exercise, right? So you are the person who's setting that up for that company, right? So Prabha, right? Prabha can essentially build an affiliate marketing program for a retail company to actually enable them to get more sales through affiliate marketing programs, right? So to design that, conceptualize that, coming up with commission structures, what kind of products will go on it, how will the entire engine work to actually build it at a technology level, all of that essentially comes into play. And obviously there is a second side to say that you have an affiliate program which exists and you need to promote that, right? So these are the kind of careers you can build. If I were you, I would probably look at certain domains that need this, like insurance, e-commerce, retail. A lot of retail companies are now going online, and I think there's a huge opportunity there, right? A lot of guys are shutting down stores post COVID-19. A lot of guys are now having more affiliate marketing, more marketing happening, and they're looking for ways to save money on it. And affiliate marketing is one way to do it. You build one program and you get your links out there. You don't have to keep marketing it every now and then. Your link is there. As soon as someone clicks and buys something, that guy gets a commission, and he has an incentive to promote that, because more he promotes it, the more he gets commissions on the sales, right? So if there is a e-commerce manager or e-commerce head or a new age manager who's coming in, typically someone like me who comes in and says, "Acha Baba, we have been building, a lot of offline sales. Now we need to go online, but we have very restricted budgets." Then affiliate marketing is the way to actually go forward and build that, right? So I would look for such people there. So that's my 2 cents on affiliate marketing and where you could build careers, right? I hope that helps.
That was awesome, Dhaval. You started saying that you don't have any idea, but you completely ripped that and gave complete idea. Even some of them I was not having an idea, but thanks to this point, really appreciate it.
No worries.
I think we can take up, Urvi. Let's go for a screenshot.
Yeah. Please.
Everyone, can you please turn on your cameras? Maybe we can have a group photo, or sort of screenshot, virtual group photo, maybe you call it.
Sure.
Yeah, come on. Lokmini, can you? Yeah, I think I've got them. Over to you, Urvi ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dhaval, for this wonderful session. Probably by far this is the longest session what we have.
Oh God.
And thank
Sorry
you
for that.
No. I mean, it's absolutely our pleasure. You being so patiently answering each and every question, whether it was related to your domain or no. So thank you for that. And guys, you can also to him, since he has already posted a LinkedIn link. Otherwise, you can connect with us. We can share all your questions with him for future references and anything. So thank you so much, guys. All the best.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Thanks, Dhaval.
Thanks, Suresh.